or dealing with a boom. So he went to a neutral jump. And the classic thing to do, you see Daigo do it every time he streams or every time he's in a tournament. You trip guard the neutral jump with a sweep. Guile's got that fast, long-range, 7-range sweep. That's what he went for, but he's just a little late on it. This is CFN, and that ultimately gave all that momentum right back into EliTheCurry's side, and then it was just game over.
Well, if EliTheCurry has that momentum right now, you're going to need to keep that moving forward, because waiting in the losers finals is Sevelei, and I've just looked over onto the bracket to confirm this. Sevelei is the one who sent EliTheCurry into losers. With a 2-1 in the winner's side pretty early in the bracket. I think it was winners round 2.
Oh wow,
this
very
went down.
Damn. Okay. So this is a bit of a grudge match that's been brewing for a while, and I know Eli can be a pretty emotional player, so he is very aware of, you know, the revenge that he can get. I suspect that we'll see that in some of the reads that he's going to display.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to see. I feel like Lucia has some pretty decent normals here to try to contest against Laura, and I think you can kind of pester her in a way that's going to make it difficult, where, you know, if you fluster her enough, she might feel encouraged to spend her EX bars on elbows maybe to try to get through some of your offense, but we're going to have to see how the matchup ends up playing out. I truthfully don't get to see this matchup very often.
Yeah, same. Even with these two being, you know, pretty regular with Wednesday night fights, it's not one that I've seen a whole lot. Okay, big conversion there. Goes for the mix-up, able to keep it safe. And look at the stun. It's not going anywhere. There's the activation point finally, but it's still right there. One hit is going to spell the end for Eli.
Oh, but you can just chase them down from full screen into the V-skill. The stun is now gone. I give you 1, I give you 2, representing it a second time, but not finishing the job off the stand short buffers, and you are in a scramble once again.
Okay, man, there has been so many ballsy situations here. The fireball's coming. Okay, there it is again. Throw that fireball out, and oh, that's gonna be it. The follow-up with the heavy kick DP for the maximum damage, and Sevelei takes the first round.
Eli worked really hard to give that round to Sevelei.
Yeah, yes.
2 overheads in V-trigger, not hit confirmed off of, even though the subsequent lights were followed up, but then also not going into like a throw reset or anything after the fact. And then the weird fireball game situation that was going on there. Gonna have to see if you're able to stabilize some pressure here in the P1 side corner, even finding the heavy elbow anti-air a moment ago. V-shift into V-break to steal some space there from Sevelei.
Oh, but again, even though it wasn't a ton, that little bit of gray damage adds up, and that fireball hurt more than it otherwise would have. And now Sevelei is able to work with this life lead and make EliTheCurry feel a little bit more pressured.
The option select again, V-shifting back, but I mean, if Eli is willing to just wait a little bit and force Sevelei to spend the bar in this way on nothing, then it doesn't pay for itself. Caught him reaching, and cleaning out the round is Sevelei to take this first game for themselves. I think if you're Eli, you need to put a lid on this kind of chaotic energy, not all of which is being brought by Sevelei. I think some of it is there's a looseness in the way that Eli feels like they're approaching this matchup that I wish it was just a little bit more stable, which is a weird thing to ask of Laura, right? But that's where we are.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, if you look at the best Laura, Idom, he doesn't play super crazy. He really wears down your mental stack in a way that makes it easier for him to get the right reads. So, you know, learn from the best and do your best to rein in your emotions, and you use, like you've been talking about this entire time, that battle of attrition, but just use it in the way of normals and spacing so that you wear down their defense and are able to make your whiff punishes or your reads or your jump in attempts count more.
Here it is. This is the thing that I wondered about when I was first talking about the matchup. This pocket on the screen where you have to worry about Lucia's fireball game, and it has been strong enough to start this offense. The overhead challenged finally.
Yes. Okay. Oh man,
how long today?
I thought he was gonna V-shift back into the clap. I was terrified for him. Okay, throwing out these long-range fireballs, man, that fireball just never stops. Why did they give her that buff? It's so good.
Okay, that's interesting. The kick gets rid of it. The subsequent fireball doesn't. The hit here. Oh, if you had done heavy elbow instead of stand strong, Sevelei would have been dead. But instead, you went for the cheeky post stand strong air flip reset and got DP'd for your trouble. Sevelei taking the round.
really good jab check there just a second ago from EliTheCurry on the dash pressure. You know, that's Sevelei has been making so much headway with utilizing the run stop from Lucia, excuse me, mixed in with the dash pressure, that it's hard to get a bead on when he wants to try and go in and what he's going to do exactly. So the awareness from EliTheCurry there was great. Okay, there's the startup. Okay, EX clap is still coming. Gets the fourth throw. It's not gone yet. There's the mix-up. This stun is racking up.
Oh, the meaty jab elbow working and able to clean out the round off of the stun. It is a certainty. If Laura kills you, it's a technicality. Her killing you after the stun it's a formality. It's like walking at your high school graduation. Just because you weren't there doesn't mean you didn't graduate.
Right. Okay. Spacing out that fireball correctly, you know, trying to go for frame traps now, making him second guess when he wants to challenge in neutral after certain block strings. Doesn't anti-air that jump in attempt. Sevelei has been finding his mark, whether it's on hit or block, those jump ins add up.
Right. Going back, spending an EX bar on that fireball to cheat forward into the space, but not getting a whole lot out of it. And EliTheCurry still able to slowly walk us here into the corner, finds the jump out through the clap activation.
Okay, there's the EX dash through command grab. That's a good chunk of damage, taking away that gray life too, and finds another jump. No anti-air from EliTheCurry. There's the stand jab, counter hit. Is Sevelei gonna be? I love the jump back roundhouse there. Get him off you. Don't let him try and get anything started.
Oh, the low forward has to challenge the run pressure, but wasn't ready for the second one. Frame traps on the stand short. You're stuck in the corner. Okay, yeah, thank you. Please use the V reversal. You don't need the V trigger to clean out this round. All you need is a poke.
Now, they're trying to figure out who's going to crack first in this fireball game. Playing this long-range situation where who's going to... Oh, man, and he dashes in at the right time. Double check with the low forward twice. And the second one made its mark, taking it for EliTheCurry. That is one game? Yeah, one game apiece.
That was really tight. I mean, on the one hand, if you're Eli, you can try to just sit back and force Sevelei to try to be the aggressor, but all of these fireballs, even though you're not worried about them like hitting you and finishing the job, they're all building meter, and then you don't want to have to deal with the situation off an EX run stop or something after that. So you still, even though you don't want to be in the driver's seat, you're forced to be.
Yeah. Yeah, precisely. You put it really well, Brad. Okay, they're -2 situation, taking his turn back and now starting his own offensive sequence. Okay, there's the counter hit making its mark. It's a good chunk of damage there. He jumps out of the pressure. Oh, I like the reset. Shift.
Still representing it. Ooh, representing it again. It pays for itself eventually.
Oh man, and there's the EX again. I feel like he has not had a single one of those blocked. He has been 100%.
But think about it like this, right? You don't have to represent it as often if you're V-shifting with the frequency that Sevelei is.
Oh my god, he got the follow-up link, and oh man, he didn't shimmy. He tried to shimmy with down jab, but it ends up in his favor anyways. EliTheCurry kind of winning off of a little bit of a fluke. That could have spelled disaster in the other way. But, you know, a little bit of overzealousness from Sevelei, and he runs into the fireball to close out the round for EliTheCurry.
This matchup is so tight right now. Jab check after the thunderclap. And we just backing out. It looks like Eli doesn't want to really contest in this mid-range at all. If Eli isn't in, he's moving all the way back and then trying to get in behind the clap, which I think is a valid approach. It's just the difficulty is Sevelei can play with this different speed and pace that is making it very difficult for Eli to maintain the control outside of range.
Oh man, that's so tricky. He thought.
Oh god.
I think he's stunned. He's dead. He's dead. He's gonna be able to build super. He can kill. Oh no, he's not gonna build super. It's too much. And he goes for the cheeky reset. Why not? Man,
you have to be ready for that. If you look at that, you can't ever give up. You can't just assume that it's gonna blow up in that particular way. If you were ready to challenge that round could have been yours. You were Laura with VT and a little bit of bar.
Oh, man, and look at the life lead already in EliTheCurry's favor. We talked about not a single EXDP missing its mark, but that one did. He was able to block it and get such a big punish, and now he's sitting at, you know, a 35% life lead.
Okay. So a little bit of control. Oh my god, the EXDP working out for Sevelei. And Sevelei has the dominant screen position here, but unfortunate life deficit. But as long as you can keep this tight and keep this offense going, this is the grand equalizer.
Oh my gosh, considering, oh my gosh, and the cross-up, he tried to go for something cheeky, wanted to bait the throw there. I like the V-break, that is safe. And another one, look at the great damage. One hit is gonna seal it for him.
Oh, if that had been, okay, cleaned it out. Imagine if that had been a low short or a low forward and it low profiled the clap. That would have been Galaxy Brain. Instead, we're like half a step shy of Galaxy Brain because it still ended up working off the scramble. Anyway, and Sevelei up 2-1 right now in this losers finals opposite EliTheCurry. Also wants that run back. Eli wanted the run back with Sevelei, but Sevelei wants that run back with Chris.
Yeah. And not only that, he wants to ensure that this win over EliTheCurry earlier in the bracket was not a fluke. I know how to beat you, and I'm going to do it again. Man, you know, I just want to talk about, he has been getting such mileage off of, you know, Lucia's most abusable tool, in that when you have them in the corner or even mid-range sometimes, due to her walk speed as well as her throw range and the pushback on her light normals, she has such a dangerous throw strike mix-up. And just like that, you have to hold the pressure from that stand light kick so many plus frames, and it reaches so deceptively far that you're terrified to try and like even defend. You're shaking in your boots.
Yeah, this is now set point for Sevelei for the double jeopardy over EliTheCurry.
Oh, big punish on that.
No.
It was just, you know, a flowchart setup. He was already committed to it, and Sevelei punished it big time. Ooh, speak of the devil.
Walking back, we're seeing these really wide frame traps. Most of these very clearly attempts to try to challenge a V-shift or like walking back in that way. Maybe you could even still do an option select opposite a jump out, but cleaning out the round off of the stun as EliTheCurry wants to bring this to the 2-2 isn't done just yet.
Yeah, he's trying to squeeze out the last bit of juice he's got in the tank, and it might play out in his favor. Sevelei is trying to play a little more, it seems a little more panicked now. He's trying to close this out, doesn't want to lose the wind in his sails, and is EliTheCurry gonna get the better of these exchanges?
I feel like, oh no, you didn't need to do that.
Oh man,
you don't got a crack.
Right, and admittedly, that is something that Sevelei does. He plays a little off the hip sometimes. Like I mentioned before, you know, he's almost like a Ken player in the Lucia's body. And those EXDPs can come back to bite you in the ass in a big, big way, especially against Laura.
It has to deal with this clap, and just like that, Eli is in, getting behind another one. Gets the big counter hit confirmed, gonna be able to get in off the plus frames. What is it? Blocks the DP. It was the most obvious DP in the world. Even I knew that was coming, and I'm bad. EliTheCurry evening it up 2-2. I think you really nailed it. The Ken and the Lucia's body. It's, you need to stabilize. The stable game plan has been working. If you're gonna get afraid now, it's, you need to keep your nerves about you.
I couldn't agree more. Okay, there's the option select on the jump out of the grab. Okay, hold the pressure, and she is in a tough spot. Okay, there's the command dash, but more importantly, EliTheCurry didn't have to deal with the cross-up attempt. And look at this already. He's got Sevelei down to about 50% life, maybe 45%, but now Sevelei is trying to make this offense count, and it's working in his favor. All the damage racking up, and that's a stun.
Oh god, that's gonna be really big damage. Do we see a reset attempt? Yes, we do. Challenges the V-shift, but was not able to finish the job.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I did not mean to cut you off, but challenging there in that position after the V-shift was so smart. He's so good.
Oh, stayed same side. Was ready for the mix. Other side that time, but it looked like even he didn't believe. Next hit is stun.
Okay, he's able to back off, let it reset, the stun goes down, and he just runs in there like Rambo, guns blazing. Look at the damage and the stun racking up. Oh, he called it out, and EliTheCurry is still sweating right now. Challenged, and he does it again, paying off his favor, and the stun is just insurmountable right now.
That was the most Ken player thing that I've ever seen.
Okay, the fireball is still coming. Oh
I'm
man.
surprised we didn't see a corpse hop set up there from EliTheCurry, but didn't want to spend the V gauge, I suppose, on trying to finish that out with some of the cheeky stuff. The fireball keeping him safe. Life not the same. Sevelei spends the other bar.
Okay, yep, get rid of that fireball. I love the fireball timing and choices he's having right now. He's really making it difficult for EliTheCurry to approach after this. So fireball, that's gonna be it. Gets the juggle off the EX Thunderclap into the heavy bolt to close it out. And now we are at final round in losers finals. Who is gonna take it? EliTheCurry or Sevelei?
I think this can go Sevelei's way as long as you stay stable and don't crack. It's been fine so far. You working your way out, and this is, like I had said before, in this range, Eli wants to find the space to get in behind the clap. We're seeing Sevelei playing much firmer on the fireball game than we had been seeing even in some of the previous games so far.
Excuse me. And, you know, more specifically, I think it's because he really recognizes that Eli is having a tough time getting around it. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. Stay to your bread and butter and use that as long as you can until there's an answer.
My God, the amount of times that Sevelei is getting away with hitting these buttons in these scramble situations off the standing strong anti-air. I wish that we had seen Eli go to heavy punch elbow as the de facto anti-air. I can criticize all I want. Eli won anyway in a close 3-2 all the way down to the wire, negating the possibility of the double jeopardy.
Yep.
And gets the right to move on to the grand finals to play for the $1,000 pop bonus offered up by Facebook Gaming opposite Chris CCH.
Yeah, you know, and that is a matchup that we do see a lot in Wednesday Night Fights. But before we get into that, before we preface that match for you guys, we need to go over ads again. Who are the wonderful people that are helping us out? So first of all, we need to talk about one of the best up-and-coming events that is going to be represented by the wonderful people at the Royal... excuse me, my throat. The Royal... Oh my gosh, I cannot see it because my Discord thing went away. Please cover me. I'm sorry.
It is the Royal Rivals, the all-women and non-binary tournament series that is kicking off tomorrow. It is their first event at 3 p.m. Pacific with Twitch TV / the online local. One of their partners also partnering with the online local for this is Grinding Coffee, Hitbox, and Collector Cup. 4 teams face off SFL style in this tournament charity event that is advocating for the Advancement Project and the National Black Disability Coalition. That is kicking off tomorrow. Geez, you know what? If it's Eastern time, it's kicking off today in a little while, but 3 p.m. Pacific. And if that's not enough, if you want even more, you got the house party coming from my crew over on the Casa East Coast.
Yeah.
Been running the events since the quarantine, and on March 27th, we're going to be hitting you with these Swiss-style group stage format. Red Bull coming through to sponsor for that. Swiss-style group